All right, in today's project we will be making this this yarn, Eeyore. My mom's, for Mother's Day, I'm giving her this. She really loves Eeyore, so this is her Mother's Day gift, and I will be using somebody else's pattern, but changing it to what I like and what I don't like about their pattern. There were lots of things I liked, but a lot of things I didn't as well. So I'm going to be modifying their pattern. So this is just the modification on their pattern. I hope you guys enjoy. What's up? So, all right, you probably would have seen the project, see if it worked out. What I'm going to do is be using this color for Eeyore's like lighter parts, and this is sky blue. I'm also going to be using this as his main body color, and this one is, let's see, what is this color? Where are the colors? The colors are near the bars. I don't know why. I just open it because I am going to be opening it anyway and using it. All right. All right, this one's going to be a Korean blue. And all of it's going to be using Big Twist. So I'm using this color as the main body, this color for the accents. And for his ears, I'm going to be using this medium rose. And then I ended up using watermelon for his tail in the Big Twist value. And then also white for the eyes. So that, and then I'll go back to showing you where this is just editing me. So hopefully this works out. I won't need this right away either. So we're gonna start off with this one. I'm following somebody's tutorial, but I'm gonna fix it up because I don't like that they had the Eeyore laying like flat. I kind of want to have Eeyore sitting. So I'm gonna be following their tutorial a little bit, but then creating my own. I'm gonna follow it for the body, but then create my own face and other areas. All right, and I'm also gonna be using the black, the Pound of Love in black for like the hairs. So these are all the colors I'm going to be using. I think I'm gonna be using all three of my knitting machines. So I have the Sentro 48, I have the 30, the 32, and the 22. So I'm probably going to be using all of them. We'll see. For sure, I'm going to be using this one and the 32. The 32 probably will be just for the legs. This is going to be for the main body. All right, let me get started with casting on. Well, actually, I probably should wind some yarn and get started with that. Where is my white pin? There it is. All right. Reset the row, Cancer. All right, I'll see you once I get started after I've wound some yarn. All right, we're gonna cast on. I'm gonna leave a bit of a yarn tail just in case I need it. Just in case. For cinching closed. All right, so we did in. Now, just a simple drawstring cast on. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. Put it on medium tension, I think. And yep. All right, so we're gonna do. He says to 80 rows. Let's just make sure that's on. So I'm gonna see you back after 80 rows. So I'm now casting off at the 80 peg. I did a long tail. I don't know if I need a long tail, but I did a long tail anyway. And I don't ever go completely around on the machine. I do a little bit more than I used to, but because now I hold the pins for the next one so they don't drop. But yeah, so we're just casting off every peg. And I will see you once this is off. So now we're gonna do the head. We're gonna do the head the same size. It's the legs that I'm gonna change the size and the ears. So what he says to do is 15 rows of your primary color, so yours body's color, and then 20 rows. I'll be doing 20 rows of the other color. So I'm gonna start with this. I did a drawstring cast on. I didn't think you guys wanted to see that again. So I'm gonna go around, do 20 rows, and I'll be back for the join. Okay, now we're gonna change to our highlight color, which is gonna be what I'm using for the muzzle, which is this lighter blue. And like I said, he says to do 20 rows, so I'm just gonna hold on to here. He did a jogless join, but I did not. So we'll just pretend that I did. It's not gonna matter much anyway. I can put the join on the bottom. All right, so 20 rows of this. Let me tighten this string. And I'm already liking this Eeyore body color. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like these two colors together. Because I know there's a purple Eeyore, so I'm just using the blue version of Eeyore. There's a purple one, and there's also a gray one that I could have used, but I did not. Alright, I will see you back after 20 rows. Alright, so I've done my 20 rows of this blue. Actually, I'm on my last row. There you go. So I gotta get to all the way to the end of 35 because I always start it on the actual number. And then we are gonna change to the main body blue. And I'm gonna try to see if I could do this jogless join. I don't know how to do it. I'm just gonna be watching out for my white pin. There it is. So I think this one goes in the machine, and so does the other color. So we're gonna snip this one off here, and then we're gonna put the main body back on. So I'm gonna put this there, and I believe, don't quote me, for the jogless join, this one's gotta go on this side. All right, and make sure it's in there properly. There you go. And let's go. I'm gonna tighten this blue, put this under there, tighten it, put it there. I'm gonna tie this now, then I'll tie it better later. All right, so we go until the counter says 50, so another 15 rows of this dark blue we are going with. And this again is the face. So we did the body, and now we are doing the face. All right, see you guys in a little bit. So I made it to row 50, and now we're gonna do a long tail cast off. So I'm just gonna grab a bunch of yarn, probably longer than I need, but just in case for sewing purposes, I'm grabbing them longer than I need. I might end up using other yarn to sew, but just to have it as a precaution. So we're just gonna finish this last one, last stitch. All right, and now let's grab my darning needle, and we are gonna cast off. You guys know the drill, how to cast off by now. We did it in the last for the body. Same premise. Make sure it's not wrapped around the white. Put it in and go a few and cast off. All right, I will see you guys back once I'm cast off. And this again is the face. Okay, so now we are gonna do the ears. He used the big machine, and I just thought the ears were way too big. So I'm just gonna use my little machine. And unfortunately for me, this moves around a lot. Sorry about the banging. I cannot do anything about that. So we're just gonna drawstring cast on like always. And put it on the medium tension, which is what I've been doing. And we are gonna reset the counter, and we are gonna go for 25 rows. So once this counter hits 25, we are gonna stop. Alright, I'll see you guys back in the color change. So now we're switching to, since this is the ear, we're going to be doing the medium rows. We're going to do a color change here at row number 25. So I'm going to snip it here. I know you guys can't see me snipping it. Snip it there. Grab my pink. And I'm going to try this, well, doesn't really matter. You know what? The jogless joint on the last time added a little bit of a bump that I wasn't happy with. So I'm just going to go a little bit. Pull here. Tie here so this doesn't come apart. And then 25 more rows of this color. So I will see you back after I've done 25 rows of this pink medium rose. I'll be back. Alright, after that we are gonna do a drawstring cast off on this pink. So just grab enough pink and do your drawstring cast off. Now we're gonna do our tail. I only did a drawstring cast on for peg 1 through 5. So I go a little bit above 5 to get the tightness that I need to wrap around. So just make sure you're constantly holding it tight so that it'll wrap around. The panels give me such a hard time, guys, but I hope it doesn't. I ended up having to like hold it the whole time in my hand so that it was super tight tension. And you got to do this for 30 rows. I might have done mine shorter or longer. I don't know because I don't have a counter on this one to count just the panels. So unless you have a panel count, your counter on an area where it'll count the panels for you, I didn't. So this is how I was doing it, just counting it in my head. All right, for the legs, I'm using the 22 peg machine, and I'm gonna do a drawstring cast on as always. And with this one, this is where I am modifying it again. So he used the 10, 10, and 10, and then he had like stubby legs, or 10, 20, and 10. I'm doing 25, 10, and 25 for the legs. So we'll see in a second what that looks like. Alright, so we are switching to that really sky blue color now. And that's going to be his paw pad colors. It's the same color I used for his muzzle as well. So here we go. My machine, for some reason, does not like this color. So it was chugging along the whole time, which was not fun when doing 4 pieces because you have to do 4 legs. So just keep going. Hopefully you're not having as much trouble with your little knitting machine as I was, because this did not like this yarn, even though it was the same brand and everything. Alright, so now we are going to drawstring cast off. That was me. That's how I did my counting, with that little finger counter while I was holding onto it. Alright, so just insert your yarn into the thing and drawstring cast off like we have been doing. I believe that's all the pieces. Now let's start fixing and assembling these pieces. So I have 4. I did 1 just to make sure that I like the size. So you're gonna stretch your fabric. You should be stretching it both on the width side and on the length side. There you go. And then you have all those yarn tails. Do not forget to tie them up. You gotta tie them in nice and tight, not too tight, so that it shows, but you want to tie those nice and taut so that it doesn't come off. I end up like triple tying it because I had already tied it once on the machine, and then I tie it again and 2 more times off the machine, just because I don't want this these legs to fall apart in color or anything like that. So I definitely tie it 3 times. You don't have to. It is just something I do. Alright, I'm just going to leave that yarn there. And now you're going to start drawstringing the legs together. And I guess this is where you would find the best side you did. You're going to string them up together like that. And you're going to do that for both sides, but you got to flip one inside out. You got to go also around each side with the darning needle to make sure you close off that side. So there you go. Go grab the needle and just close off the whole hole so that you don't have that big old hole there. I don't think it's as important if this is the inside, but definitely if this is the outside, you want to circle around. Now you fold it in half, and you want to take the same color blue, and you're going to be creating a drawstring to cinch that close. So make sure your drawstring is in the same shade of blue that the bottom cuff is in, because you're creating, now that you've folded it in half, you're creating another drawstring for the top, so that you can drawstring the lower parts of the feet together. Alright, now let's start working with the body panel. I'm trying to find the string here. Where is it? Where is it? Make sure I have the string for each side. There you go. Pull it through that side. So I only have 1 string on this side because you see I got too many strings for one side. Let's stretch this fabric out while we're at this, because you want to stretch and tug the fabrics lengthwise, and don't forget to do it widthwise as well so you can set your knits inside. You are going to be doing a drawstring on both sides of the hat. And mine was wrapped around a little bit, so I'm trying to uncurl the thing while I'm cinching the drawstring in. But yeah, so just do both sides of those drawstrings, and then you're gonna fold your hat in half, and then you're gonna do the same thing you did for the feet, where you're gonna create a half drawstring on the bottom before you stuff it. So I'm just gonna fast forward that part, but just go around like you would circle close all your beanies. Circle close this all around, and then fold your beanie in half after you've circle closed the other side as well. Okay, now that you've attached it like a beanie, you're gonna be creating the drawstring by skipping every other thing, so that you can create the drawstring. Make sure it is in the same body color here. I'm moving it closer so you can see that I'm skipping every color and pulling it in to create the drawstring to close up Eeyore's body. Now let's work on the face. It's gonna be the same thing we've been doing. You're gonna I dropped the stitch, so I'm fixing the drop stitch, but you're gonna be tying off and stretching and pulling your fabric and doing your drawstring close. I'm gonna put the drop stitch on the inside so that you don't see it. So just tie it up like you did the body. Circle close that. Close it in half, and then the muzzle will be the part that we kind of create another drawstring for. So that's literally the same thing we've done already 3 other times. We're doing again. So I'm like I said, I'm just gonna fold it in half and create the muzzle and the face. Okay, we're gonna create the drawstring and do the same thing. We're gonna stuff it afterwards. Now let's create the eyes. I'm gonna do a single um, crochet chain here. I'm gonna chain 9. So this is not a crochet tutorial, but I'm just letting you know what I did. Um, Unfortunately for me, that just got a little knot in there, but that's okay. I have enough of a little bit of a yarn ball there. So, chain 9. And now we're going to skip the first one and we're going to do a single crochet in every stitch. So that you should have 8 stitches remaining. Now you could do this a little smaller. My son told me that mines were a little too big. So you could do it 5 if you wanted, but what's on the video at the beginning of the project was the single crochet into 8 stitches. So I gotta just make sure I have 8. And nobody showed me this pattern. This is something I'm just inventing because I have no idea. I didn't have, they use in the pattern, they use like eyeball things, like safety eyes. But Eeyore has like these little whites, big long whites on his eyes. So I wanted to create the whites of his eyes. And maybe I could have put a safety eye in the middle of this, but I didn't. You're going to chain 1. You're going to turn. You're going to do 4. And then you're going to skip 1 so that you do a decrease and then single stitch into the rest of them. So you should have 7 by the end of this chain. Second to last one, and just make sure you make it into that bit that little ball like thingy there, because I almost skipped it. So see, I had to take my chain out and put it in there, right there in the middle. You just don't want to skip that. And now chain 1 and then turn. Okay, you should still have 7 crochets on your hook. And again, single crochet all the way down to the end. Okay, and this one I was gonna slip stitch, but I decided not to. I chained one and then put it in and did a single crochet. And then since I'm going around where I crocheted the first time, you got to go around, do another one in the next 2 areas. It looks like, so you can create that little roundness that Eeyore has, because you want it more of a round shape. And then you slip stitch the last stitch. And here you just cut it here, snip it, and then pull it through. And now I'm going to keep this a really long tail so I can sew it into the head. So you're going to want to make 2 of these. And you could always stick that last white part into, I'm not threading it through. You could stick it into the fabric. And now I'm going to do this ball part right here, that little ball. And what I did was a magic ring. Now, I'm not good with a magic ring. I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to do a slip stitch and then do the stitches in my slip stitch. I don't know how to do a magic ring. If you know how to do a magic ring, do a magic ring. I believe I did 4 single crochets and then I slip stitched it closed. If you can do it, great. This is my version of a magic ring. Not the greatest, but you just want to make it a round little circle, but not too big. You just want it to be like a little pupil, because that's what we're making on his eyes. So just like I said, I'm sorry I'm off camera a little bit, but 4 single crochets in the magic circle. And then, I see I'm pulling that closed so that we can slip stitch it closed in the last loop. And then I wanted to make it really round. It didn't look completely round to me, so I'm shaping it to look like the other eye. I think I do another slip stitch just to make it round. Just make it look round. Like I said, I don't know how to do a magic circle, so as if you can make it look good, make it look good. This was how I needed to do to make it look good, because I am not great at it, unfortunately. But we try. We try. Alright, now it's more circular. I'm going to leave a little bit of a yarn tail to sew it on, and then pull it through and tighten it up to make it look circular. And now you're going to want to sew this the pupil onto the eye. I did it around there so that they're the same size and looking in the same direction. And so just sew the pupil into the eye, and then we're going to come and sew the rest of it later. Now, I'm going to attach the eye before I stuff it so that I can hold half of it open. Um, so I'm going to just attach it here, and I'm just going to crochet all around every single stitch. I stretch out the hat a little bit so that I can have that stretch that it's gonna have when I'm fluffing it. So yeah, just make sure you attach the eyes before stuffing it. All right, we're gonna do the same thing for the ears. We're gonna draw a string, circle it like always, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the blue side. Make sure you tie those colors in from the inside so they don't get loose. Um, and then unlike with the other parts, we are not gonna be doing a drawstring on the pink side. We're gonna be putting the hat and touching a point and then sewing it in. So you flip the pink side in, and then you want to take the, I attach them to each other. You don't have to, obviously. I like to have them attached so that they're not moving around. I don't actually, you have to attach it, not that you don't have to, you have to, or else there's no way to keep the pieces together. So attach the pieces together, try not to show the pink on the opposite side. Then you're gonna fold the ear flap to right around there and sew that in right there. Be careful not to sew into the blue, just sew into the pink parts so that you're not touching the blue parts at all. I'm sorry, I'm a little off camera here. And then you stretch it with the stretching process, and don't forget to tie it off. It'll make it look like the inside of his ears for the most part. And there you go. That's how it should look. Okay. So I want to show you what I did. I attached the legs on the body. So I put two here and I put two here. I kind of don't like the way I attached this body, so I got to come back and work it around. What I'm going to do is push it flat and then stitch it like that. That's what I did with all the other ones that I kind of liked, where it looks flat-ish, not this, not like this. So I got to come back and like stitch it flat way. I don't know if I can just like pull the stitches out and restart because I don't know where I stitch each one at. Maybe I'll just detach the leg and start again. But yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm gonna detach this leg and then do it like that. But so we got the legs attached though, so he's gonna sit like that, and then when I put his head on, it's gonna lay a little like that. So I'm gonna pull and then attach his head here so that his face is downwards like that, and then put the hair on the side. I did put a secret something in there for my mom. This is a hat I was working on, has a heart design on it. I needed extra fluff and it was a piece that I had to throw out anyway, so I just added it to Eeyore as extra fluff. But yeah, so it's part of a heart, and I wanted to give Eeyore a heart, and so he has a pink heart inside. Yep. And then I will close this off, but let me de-stitch this and come back. I also don't think I showed you guys the tail that I took off the machine. It was 30 rows. I might have done more, I might have done less. I didn't have my row counter on. So yeah, we're gonna attach the tail. We gotta attach the black down this way. I also like pulled this a little so it's more egg shaped, and then I'll probably secure it once I'm securing it on his head so that you can't see that. So yeah, that's what we got. That's what we're working on. We're almost at the final stretch, guys. Okay, I'm gonna flatten it, and then I'm gonna grab a stitch here, pull that. All right, come down, grab a stitch, with it flat, guys, so that I can get all around the edging. All right, so I'm just gonna keep doing that all around his body to kind of give him a flat attachment and not just a attached on the edges. All right, I will see you guys after this leg is reattached. Okay, I'm gonna try to close this as best I can. I'm gonna do a little knot, and then I'm gonna take my, or should I just take my, probably just take my my needle and go around like I do with everything else. Let's see. These are really long tails. All right, so let's close him off. Go all the way around, loop, pull. There we go. Let's close off his head. He's pretty fluffed in there. He's pretty fluffed and stuffed, but he's not Winnie the Pooh. He's the donkey named Eeyore. Okay, I probably can use this to tie Eeyore's head in. Let me close this off though. There, now it's closed. Okay, we're gonna go through it one more time to make sure it stays closed, as we are gonna add his head. All right, nice and full and fluffy. All right. I don't think I need this top part. To be fair, I think I can cut this out, but we're gonna attach it here, right here at the edge. All right. Okay, we're gonna take our black yarn now and add all the hair going down to up to here in the back, so it'll cover a lot of this. It'll be from the top of his head here all the way down. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a bushy top on the top, and then straight down the back up to around here. So it's gonna be a very full, like, long mane along this way. And how I'm gonna do a long mane is I'm gonna take this, wrap it around. I'm gonna keep wrapping around. So I'm gonna pick this up. Try not to bend my thing. I think maybe using this was a bad idea, but what's done is done. All right. Maybe next time I get a ruler. Next time I get a ruler, because that definitely bent my thing up. All right. Now we have a long mane, and we are just going to grab a few at a time. We're gonna take my crochet hook. I'm gonna use one of my thinner ones so I don't mess up the body too much. Oh, put it in upside down. All right. And then I'm gonna take along the back side, take the yarn, pull it through, and here we go. And then he's gonna have along the back side a bunch of those black yarns going down. So we're just gonna keep going from here all the way down. I'll probably trim the ones on the forehead, but we're just gonna keep going, and I will see you once that's done. Okay, so we finished the hair on his back of his head, up to his neck. I don't think I'm gonna put any through his thing. I think the hair is long enough. I made the hair pretty long, so it'll go on his neck. So next we're gonna attach the tail to his bottom. Now, I don't know if you know this, but he has like, it looks like a nail on his thing. So I have some excess yarn from another project I was working on, and I just made it look like a nail. This is the same thing, same size I did for the eyes. It's magic circle, 4 stitches, and then slips it off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attach, oops, what did I do here? I'm going to attach this nail or fake nail to this to the tail. So let's do that now. I'll bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. Take any side. Take this side. Wait, yeah, or this side. This side has the longest tail for attaching on, so I'm gonna put it on this side. Okay. And this is velvet encased. I kind of liked how it looked a little bit more like vibrant, so it'll make it hopefully look like a nail. I could have used regular gray. I have a dark gray. Whatever you have, that, or you could use a real button. The guy in the video, he did a button, but I like the way this makes it look like a nail, because in the show I feel like he had a nail in his bottom. So yeah, we're just gonna do that, and then we're gonna knot it closed at the end once I got it all around. That should do it. I'm gonna use this piece to attach this side because I need both sides on the back anyway. It would help if I have the right side, eh? Alright. Alright. That'll work. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ends and I'm going to tie it here and tie it one more time. And I can probably cut it now, or I could use the velvet to attach the tail, because it usually looks like he has the nail, it's stuck, like pin the tail on the donkey, but I think I'll just attach it with the blue. So I'm probably just gonna, let me just attach it. I think I want his tail right here, so let me grab this blue and attach the tail. But attaching it with the velvet yarn would have been a cute idea. So yeah, any gray will do. It's just a small, really small scrap piece of gray that I had from another project I've been working on. Alright, where did I want that tail? Right here, I think. Let me make sure it's aligned. Down the back, right here, yep. Sew this on we're gonna sew his tail. I feel like I want to sew it really loose because in this show, his tail's always falling off. But we're not gonna remake a removable tail. That would have been cute, but we are not doing that. I think that'll do it. Okay. Let's do a knot on the inside here. Let's cut that. Let's cut these. All right. And now, just gonna pull this. Probably need to do a little knot here at the bottom too. Okay, we can cut this piece off. That with the scraps. All right, now we gotta attach his little tail feathers. And I realized the other crochet hook I was using was not great, so I went and got a bigger one. I'm gonna put 2 on this side and 2 right next to it. So actually, let me grab 2. Hold on. So we got his little tail feathers, and what they said to do is to like pull the pieces apart to give it another kind of illusion. So just take this and tear each one apart. There you go. And just so kind of they're all the same length, I'm just gonna cut this excess. There we go. I believe I'm almost done. I gotta add some finishing touches here, like a nose, like 2 little nose dimples and an eyebrow. Oops. I gotta add two little eyebrows here and some nose decals here. Let me grab some more black yarn, and we're gonna cut it. He has thick eyebrows. Ah, Eeyore, don't fall over. He's so, you know what, let's let him flop down while I work on him. There's one eyebrow. I don't know that I did that right, but we'll see. And let's get another one in there. I am not the best when it comes to embroidery. So there's that. It's around here, right? Look, this part, go on there. I think right here. Yeah. I wonder if I just loop it back in, will it make more sense? Alright, he's got eyebrows now, guys. He's got eyebrows. Probably could have used this on the tail. But I think he's done. Let's start removing all the last of the string. I already tied this string together. Right? I believe all the string is now gone. And he is done. Alright, I'm going to show you a better picture of him in a sec. We almost forgot the tail. Now, I didn't like the way he did the tail. This is a crochet tail. He did just a bunch of yarn wrapped around and whatever. So what I did instead was I crocheted 25, chain 25, then double crocheted in 24 for 5 rows, slip stitch, folded in half, slip stitched one side, and then I just weaved the yarn in and just wrapped it a couple of times. And now we're just gonna attach it to Eeyore right now. And let's attach it. Okay, I just wrapped it a bunch. I wonder if I should just secure, you know what, let me just secure this into itself so it doesn't unravel for some reason. All right, that should just work. Let's hope. It's the first time making a bow for me. All right, now I'm gonna stick this in here. And his tail is done. All right, there we go. Eeyore has a tail, and the color I used for the tail is watermelon. Yeah, that's the color I used for the tail. So yeah, you don't need too much. If you don't know how to crochet, I guess go back to his video. I just didn't like that the bow was just wrapped. I like this better. It's structured and everything. I mean, it's still wrapped here because I didn't do it right, but it looks good enough. Good enough. Let's show you what the final product looks like. Okay, so this is my version of Eeyore. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know if you can see his back tail. We'll turn him a little so you can see his tail in the back. Yeah, So we will thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Happy knitting. Bye.